All right, welcome back everybody to the channel. Today we're taking a look at a 2023 Jeep Wagoneer Series 2. Let's take a look. So let's start off here with the front of the car. Today I'm doing a little bit something different. I have the GoPro strapped to my head the entire video for you guys, so you'll see exactly the car how I see it. We got a really nice front end there, nice Wagoneer badging. I really like the headlights. It looks like a Jeep Grand Cherokee vibes, kind of with like the front headlights there. A little bit of chrome, nice blacked out, and you have a front facing camera right down there too. Very nice overall little thing there. And then on the side profile is where it really shows how absolutely long it is. And the crazy thing is you can actually go Wagoneer L, and that long part back there will get even longer. Series 3 is big too. It's just a really, really big car. It's an absolute bust. We got a nice Wagoneer badge there too. Really big rims. Of course you need big tires because it's a huge vehicle. 4x4 drive, of course. Got that nice step here where I could walk up to it and I could, you know, it's really thick. I'm not going to trip on that or anything, so I like that. Little tiny gas cap there, but it's very nice. Huge, huge side view mirrors there too. Nice Wagoneer badging on the side. Nice and big. You want people to know exactly what you're driving, right? So let me pop open that trunk. Got a nice little rear view camera there. Let me pop open the trunk. Automatic, of course, with a $90,000 car. We need that. Got some of my recording equipment in here. And yeah, it's a really, really big trunk. It's like an absolute football field back there. You could just see the whole length of it. It's absolutely crazy how far it goes, but very nice overall. Now you notice as well, like the ride height seems very low for what it is, but you can actually raise the suspension up with your air suspension. It's only low right now because when you enter and exit the vehicle, it gets as low as it possibly can, so you can put things in the trunk and so you can get in very easy. You know, when you're spending $90K, you don't want to have to break a hip getting into a car, so we like that. Before we move on, let's take a look at exactly what is under the hood in this big beast. It's a 5.7 liter Hemi with e-torque. I'm going to tell you how, if the e-torque makes a difference at all during the driving. Now that 5.7 liter Hemi produces a 392 horsepower, 404 pound-feet of torque, and if you like to tow with this vehicle, you can absolutely do that because the towing capacity is up to 10,000 pounds. Very nice. Let's take a look at the rest. All right, let's start off with the rear of the Jeep Wagoneer. Hopping into the back here, very nice step, and I can climb right in. I just bang my head side because I'm a bit longer with the GoPro mount on my head, but look at this. Seating position is really nice. I can see kind of the whole front. The only thing it's missing back here is a sunroof. Like, it's an $80,000 car, but no sunroof. Doesn't make sense. Down here, nice little wood trim here, and then also you have your different temperature controls. So I can go 20, I can have my fan speed controls, heated seats, no cooled seats, but that's fine. Lower, you have USB charging, USB-C, 150 volt AC adapter, and then a 12 volt DC. Very good. And just a little bit of storage here, some nice little storage pockets here too. And then we also have some nice vents right here, a little bit of piano black on the door, and then of course your obligatory peasant blocker so that the poor people outside cannot see you with this up. That's what you'd expect from a luxury SUV like this. You can also see the third row back there, and I will try to climb back there in just a few minutes here. And then you have this nice thing that folds down, cup holders, standard little armrest too, Alpine sound system, very good sound back here, and then you have kind of your overhead lights, very small little light but effective little oh crap handle. If the person in front of you here is driving like crazy, you're going to be covered. Let me see if I can get into that second row as a 5'11" dude. Let's try. I'm going to press this button here and should fold all the way forwards. There we go, and then I can just hop in. Oh, that rain is cold. My goodness, Canada. Okay, and then I should be able to pull, oops, let me try to close that so it doesn't get all disgusting. And I should be able to pull this right back. And if the person in front stays like this is actually the most room I've had in a 3-row in a very, very long time. So that's really, really cool. And back here you have these little headrests that fold down. You can fold them down actually from the front. Great view of the front, actually. I could see where we're going. Wouldn't necessarily like to be back here in a road trip, but you do have USB-C and normal USB charging ports right there, which is great. Nice and excellent. Love that. Cup holder there. Cup holder on my side here too. Little tiny little minuscule little air vents there, but there you go. let me get out of this back and let me go all the way up there. It seems really far because this thing's an absolute bust. So let me go up there in the front and let's take a look what the front interior looks like. All right, let's move up to the front. Open this big old door here. The doors are absolutely massive. Again, nice step that I can get up in here, no problem at all. And we are where the magic happens in the Jeep Wagoneer. Nice Wagoneer logo. Really nice, like the wood trim. You can see the wood trim kind of goes from my left all the way down to my right, and it's just nice and clean. I like the way it's separated. You know, you got some nice like plastic kind of leather feel here. Same thing on the bottom, nice beige interior. You know, I like that. Usually I don't, and at first I didn't, but it grows on me always. So I really like how that wood trim is on the steering wheel. I like the 2-spoke, and I really like how it's wrapped. Just really, really smooth with kind of like an edge here that kind of cuts right off in this little silver detailing. But I got basic controls. I have this little thing here that I can push for my big center gauge cluster, all digital, no analog, and I can kind of choose what I would like to see today. And you know, if you can turn that off too and go right back to where you were, you can see fuel economy, all the stuff you'd expect. I also have a heads-up display. I don't know if you can see it, but it's displaying things like lane keep, my speed limit, and also what street I'm on. Very cool. Over on my left-hand side here, some light controls, some brightness controls, and then again, like we saw in the Ram 1500, I have the pedal control where I can push my pedals up or push them down with that button. Very nice. You also have some seating, some memory seating here. These are power seats, of course, for the driver and the passenger, so very nice there as well. I don't have a digital rear view mirror or anything like that. It's just very simple but effective. It's a rear view mirror. What do you expect? Nice. I find the detail on this start-stop button is interesting. I mean, usually the manufacturer will just put out like a basic one and that's it, but these guys have done very good. Jeep has done a good job here. And then we move on to the center console here. And this thing's kind of like a storage magician, right? Like, I mean, piano black, like crazy. Like, good thing that this pops open like that, and it's probably going to be open most of the time. You got a wire under there, nice and clean, but also you have a wireless charging pad here that does fit my massive iPhone 14 Pro Max. That is not a flex, that is just a fact. And then you have the wood that again continues here, nice beige on both sides. Then you have a little bit of storage here for your cup holders. And then I have some basic controls. I have my auto start up on and off, lane keep assist off, traction control off. Then you have this button here which allows the automatic parking system to go on, which is interesting. But I used it once and I won't be using it again because it's terrifying. Parking sensor on and off, tow/haul mode on or off. Then I have my different drive terrain modes. I have sand and mud, snow, auto, and sport. And then I can also raise my suspension with the air suspension that this car has. I can have aerodynamic, entry, exit, off-road 1, off-road 2. So this thing could really get up there with the thing. Moving further back, I have this little cubby hole for an extra phone. You can actually plug your phone there. It does fit my big phone. I kind of have to wiggle it and angle it just a little bit to get it to fit in there, but it does fit. And then in here, a massive pit of storage. Very nice. Then you also have standard glove compartment. Now we have this pretty big screen, pretty usable, wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, so you know I like that already. And then you have these like haptic, they're not even haptic, it's like you see, like I have to click a few times to get it to do anything, and it's like super, come on, there we go. It's either I'm not using it right or that's just not effective. I'm going to go with the not effective part, but it is heated and ventilated up here for the driver and the passenger. If you want massage, you're going to have to go up to the Grand Wagoneer, but so we don't have that on this one. But the navigation is really good. You got your 360-degree camera in here. All the systems work very well seamlessly besides this heated steering wheel thing. Of course, I got 3 levels of heated steering. If you've watched my videos, you know I love heated steering, and this one has 3 levels, so ooh, we like that so much. But overall, very usable. I'm mostly on CarPlay, so I don't really interact with this too much, but you have a bunch of different settings you can use. The operating system is the same one as you saw in the Ram 1500 last week, so usable, effective, no complaints. And then also I forgot to mention, you got this nice metallic, this is like metal, you can hear the noise on it. This is purely metallic drive shifter, and it's really easy to use. One touch and you're gone. There's no more of this. It's really going away now, but very nice, very effective. Now, let me put this thing into gear and let's take it on a test drive. All right, here we are inside the 23 Jeep Wagoneer, and it's a bit of a rainy day. I'm still in my winter tires kind of thing, and You know, we're still not out of the woods yet, but it is raining instead of snowing. So I will take that any day of the week, because if you live in Canada, you know the snow sucks. But the good news is, if it were to absolutely dump snow, I would be completely fine in this car. It's a 4x4, all-wheel drive all the time, and heavy, big tires, big traction. You know, I wouldn't be worried at all about getting stuck or anything like that. Jeep is usually pretty good with their four-wheel drive systems, so really I don't think I would have any problems. And if you live in a place like I do, where what feels like half the year is snowing and doing just whatever it feels like, and it's not nice outside, then you should be fine too and have copious amounts of grip. Now, the ride quality is really good. I mean, the air suspension obviously is going to help everything along just in that whole scenario. You know, and the fact that I can raise it, say if I'm going over bumpier roads, like driving in Quebec, I'm usually on bumpier roads, but I don't need to raise it because the air suspension is good enough for what I need it for anyway. So this Wagoneer is kind of like a body on a truck frame kind of deal. So it does kind of drive like the Ram 1500, but like I said, the ride quality is way better. I can see myself doing a road trip in this. You know, although maybe the fuel economy, even with the e-torque, has been kind of the same. I'm at 16.4 liters per 100 kilometers, and I've driven, you know, a pretty decent amount already. I've driven nearly 300 kilometers, and you know, the e-torque isn't helping as much as I would expect it to, and I haven't been doing like crazy driving. Yes, these cars do get beat up because they're press cars, so maybe the fuel economy numbers aren't as good as they could be or should be, you know, given if you were to have a brand new one, it was only based off of you. But just the way I've been driving, I'm still getting quite high fuel economy numbers, and it's like, I wish it was lower. I just really wish it was lower for the Wagoneer. All right, I do have some people following me, so I cannot stop here because it would be very dangerous, but I will show you some of the performance of the Wagoneer. I'm just gonna wait till I get into a straight line here. It is raining, so let me just punch it though. Yeah, punch it all the way, and then there you go. You're absolutely gone. I know, the pickup didn't surprise me. Like, I was, you know, the whole time comfortable with what was happening, and it's not gonna like blow your socks off or anything crazy like that. But the fact of it is that you don't really need that. This is a luxury SUV. This is a big 3-row. This is a big family hauler to haul all of your spawn around and just do whatever you want to do with it. You know, if you got a lot of crap to put in your car, you got a lot of kids to put in your car, well, there you go. You're gonna have a big 3-row car to do it, and you're gonna be able to get around slower traffic with absolute ease, which is great. And even turning corners here like I'm doing is very, very good. I got the lane keep assist on because I am a big car and I don't normally drive big cars, so I like to keep it on just to make sure that I'm being cautious and good. But you know, it takes corners well. The steering's a little bit like floaty, I want to say. Like, there's a lot of body roll, but I expect it because this thing is a bus. This thing is an absolute a people hauler. It's a people mover, people hauler, you know. So I'm really expecting a lot of body movement, but the ride quality is there. So, you know, you're not taking this car to the track. You're not taking this car to the track or doing anything wild and crazy with it, but you are probably going to use it for road trips and just long family journeys, and you're going to be very comfortable the whole time doing that. Let's talk a little bit about price for the Jeep Wagoneer. I mentioned maybe at the beginning that it was around the $80,000 mark, but it's actually, with all my configurations, all my packages added that I have in this vehicle, it's actually around the $89,000 mark Canadian, which is crazy. That's a lot of money. That's way, way out of my budget. Even for a 3-row, you know, I don't have a big family, right? So like $89,000, I don't think that if I had that kind of money to spend on a car, which that is kind of nuts, I would necessarily go for the Jeep Wagoneer. And that's not because the Jeep Wagoneer is a crap car or anything like that. It's just because if you're one person, you don't need this car. There's plenty of other like high quality SUVs that you could get for the $89,000 without all this space, because you don't need it. If you're like 1, 2, maybe 3 people, you don't need it. But if you have a really big family or a lot of things to move around, you want to do that in comfort and in luxury, then maybe $89,000 is maybe more doable for you. Maybe not, and you have to look at something lower. But you know, it is quite high, and the fact that it doesn't have a sunroof sucks a little bit. You know, it feels like I have to pay what, you know, I have to go up to $95,000 to get a sunroof that should be standard in something like this, especially nowadays. A lot of cars that are in the lower price trim come with sunroofs and different things. You know, that's a little bit unfortunate. Oh, but that power delivery is so good. It's so fun just to rip around. And the exhaust noise is actually not too bad. You know, it's not too bad. I don't think it's pumped in, actually. It sounds pretty natural and pretty good for what I'm driving, a 3-row big old car. You know, that's surprising. The audio system in here is good. It's not like Lincoln Aviator level. So far that's like my pinnacle, and that's the one that I compare everything to. But I do have booked for the next 2 weeks a GMC Yukon Denali Ultimate and then a Escalade V, so it'll be nice to see what they got and see who can take that top spot. But it's perfectly fine, you know, and you can even equip this Wagoneer with a passenger screen. You can equip it with, you know, you can equip it with back passenger seats, back passenger screen seats if you want to, which is insane. So it doesn't stop at $89,000. You could probably spec this thing out up to $120,000, which is astronomical for a vehicle. I also really like the visibility in here. I can see, I'm really high off the ground. I can see my rear view. I can see all the way back into there. That's really great. That's really important as well. When you have a big vehicle, you really need all your angles to be covered. And I think with that being said, I am going to leave it there. Final thoughts are, like I've been saying this whole video, great family hauler, great people mover, great things mover. If you have a lot of things that you have to bring around, well, you can fold those seats in the back and you'll have so much room. It's ridiculous. Really comfortable, reminds me a little bit of the Lincoln the way it drives. And you know what, overall really good if you're looking for a car, a big car in this size that's also luxurious and you have the budget for it. Because if you do, hey, why not? The Wagoneer is an excellent choice. And with that being said, make sure that you subscribe so that I can continue to bring you this type of content, and then even get into other auto markets. You know, I don't have all the manufacturers yet, and you subscribing is going to help me get there faster. That's the best way you can support me. That's the best way you can encourage me. Subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments. Are you in the market for one of these big luxury SUVs? Like I said, I have 2 other ones coming that we could compare them to, so I'll be able to give you guys really accurate information on this class, and I'm excited to do that. So with that being said, look out for my next coming videos. Like, subscribe, comment, and we will see you in the next video. Take care.